Stretch it further, sister. Perhaps you will see the heavens before the rest of us. The morning sun bathed Isiome in gold. The village glowed as though it had been brushed by the hands of the gods. Men stretched their broad shoulders as they polished their carved guards, admiring their reflections with pride. Women tied wrappers of bright colors, their slender waists swaying as they walked. Even the children seemed to shine with an unnatural glow, their eyes bright, their laughter creeps like music. But beauty in Isiome was more than a blessing. It was a weapon. Young girls whispered cruelly about whose skin was smoothest. Young men boasted that no woman from another village was worthy of them. In every corner, there was the air of arrogance, a certainty that they were more than human. The market of Ileye was full that day, baskets overflowing with yams, beans, palm oil, and cassava. Traders from different villages shouted prices while goats bleated and chickens scattered underfoot. The air was thick with the smell of roasted plantain. Then silence fell. The villagers of Isiome had arrived. Their steps were slow, deliberate, as though the market itself was their stage. They glowed and were dressed elegant, their heads held high, lips coiled with smug smiles. The people at the Ileye market stopped mid-trade, eyes following them with a mix of awe and resentment. Chinemi was the first to strike. She lifted the yam, turned it in her hand, and bursted in cruel laughter. Looks like the legs of your goat. Do you eat this? In Isiome, even our animals will reject such shame. She threw it back, and the yam seller's eyes filled with silent tears. Ajale, tall and broad-shouldered, pointed at a short man, balancing groundnut on his head. Look, a man the size of a child. Tell me, when you stand among your goats, how do we tell which is which? The market roared with Isiome laughter. The short man lowered his gaze, feeling so ashamed, like the most ugly being on earth. But it did not end there. A girl from Isiome mocked a woman with large eyes. Careful! If you blink too hard, the winds will carry you away. How do you even sleep with lanterns for eyes? Now wow! Another laughed at a woman with a long neck. Stretch it further, sister. Perhaps you will see the heavens before the rest of us. The mocked villagers stood in silence, shame burning their cheeks. Their children tugged their clothes, whispering, "Let's go." Another day at the market. As Isiome villagers were flattening their egos from the edge of the market, a hush fell as a figure appeared. An old woman. She was bent with age, her grey dreadlocks falling like twisted ropes, her staff crooked and worn. Her skin was wrinkled like dried leather, her robe torn at the edges. She was not like the radiant elders of Isiome. She was something else. Children held behind their mothers' wrappers. Men stepped back uneasily. Some villagers whispered, "Witch?" Others muttered, "She should not be here." Chinemi's lip coiled in disgust. She raised her voice so all could hear. "What is this? A corpse that still walks?" In Isiome, our grandmothers look younger than our daughters. But here, even the dead look better than her face. Ajale joined, stepping closer. "Old woman, how many centuries have you carried on your back? Your face has more lines than the palm leaves in the forest. Go home before the wind scatters your bone." The old woman stopped. Slowly, she lifted her head, her cloudy eyes, pale yet piercing, locked on them. The market held its breath. Even the chickens stopped clucking. Her lips moved in a whisper, too faint to hear, but the air changed. A cold wind rushed through the market, lifting dust, snuffing out fires. Children screamed. Stalls rattled as though a storm had passed. Ada, one of the Isioma's girls, screamed when the old woman's shadow stretched unnaturally long, swallowing the ground like a pool of darkness. "Ghost!" she shouted, clutching her beads. But the woman only turned away, a crooked staff tapping softly on the earth as she vanished into the crowd. That night, Isiome was restless. Goats refused to eat. Dogs barked endlessly at shadows. A newborn baby wailed without stopping, his mother rocking him until dawn. In one hut, a mother carried water from the well, but as she poured it into a pot, it turned black as ash. She screamed, dropping the calabash. In another hut, a young man woke up, sweating, claiming he saw the wrinkled woman in his dreams, standing by his bed, whispering his name. He swore he heard her staff tapping on his roof. And in Chinemi's hut, she stared into a polished calabash of water. At first, she saw her own flawless face. Then the reflection twisted. Her cheeks hollowed. Her skin cracked. Her eyes turned pale. She screamed, throwing the calabash to the ground. By the next moon, the chiefs of Apupa, Yamile, and Nepe gathered in a sacred grove. The fire burned high in the center, shadows dancing in their faces. Chief Inweke of Apupa rose first. His short frame stood tall in dignity. "We have given them food, yet they mocked our size. We have given them trade, yet they laugh at our strength. Enough! Let Isiome eat their beauty, if it satisfies them." The leader of Yamile spoke, her large eyes glistening. "When my people were mocked, my daughter cried for days. Yet, still, we traded with them. But now they are cursed, and curses spread like fire. If we keep feeding them, the gods may turn on us too." The leader of Nepe stretched her long neck forward, her voice calm but firm. "We do not mock them back. We do not laugh at their misery. But we will not help them. They must learn." The fire crackled. The chiefs nodded. That night, they made their decision. Isiome would be abandoned. They won't sell food to the people of Isiome, nor help them. The next moon passed. No traders came. No basket of yam. No bundle of cassava. No calabash of palm oil. The path leading into Isiome was silent. At first, the villagers laughed. "Let them keep their food," Ajale boasted. "We have survived before. We are Isiome." But days turned to weeks, and laughter grew thin. Children cried for food. Mothers boiled broomstick in pots, pretending it was soup. Men chewed bitter leaves, their once broad shoulders now shrinking. Chinemi confronted Ajale. "You said we would survive. Look at us. Our beauty is wasting away. My skin is losing its glow." She stretched her arm where rashes had begun to spread. Ajale's voice cracked. "Do not speak like that. This is temporary. The villages will turn to us. They must." That night, the people of Isiome dreamed the same dream. They stood in a barren field, the soil cracked and lifeless. Above them, the wrinkled woman appeared, her cloudy eyes glowing. She raised her staff, and her voice thundered across the emptiness. "You mocked what you did not understand. You shamed what was the cost gift. Now your beauty will rot before your very eyes." In the dream, they looked at one another, their hair falling in clumps, their skin sagging, their teeth blackening. Screams filled the barren field as they ran, but there was nowhere to go. The people woke up in terror, some clenching their faces, some screaming in the night. But when morning came, the first signs appeared. One woman's hair had fallen out overnight. A young boy's teeth had begun to yellow. A man's skin cracked at the edge of his mouth. By the river bank, A group of villagers gathered. Some demanded they beg forgiveness from the other villages. Others shouted angrily that Isiome must never bow. "We are not slaves," Ajala roared. "We will not crawl to them for food." But Chinemi's voice cut through, raw with desperation. "Slaves? What pride is left when my stomach is empty? I would rather crawl than watch my children die." The argument grew into shouts, then blows. Men pushed one another, women screamed, children cried. The once united people of Isiome turned against each other. An elder raised his hands, his voice trembling. "Enough! Do you not see? This is not about food anymore. This is about cause. Until we humble ourselves, the gods will not hear us." That night, as silence settled, a figure appeared in the village square. It was her, the wrinkled woman. A staff tapped the earth, echoing like thunder in the empty night. One by one, doors cracked open. The villagers stepped out, their eyes wide with fear. The moonlight revealed their fading beauty. Sunken cheeks, pale skin, cracked lips. She stood tall in her crookedness, her voice gravel. "You mocked the gift of the gods. You fed your pride on the pains of others. Now you will eat dust until the last of your beauty is gone." Chinemi fell to her knees. "Please, forgive us." Her voice cracked as she reached forward, but the woman only turned, her cloudy eyes unblinking. The staff stroked the ground once, twice, 3 times. With each strike, the earth trembled, and the earth shook. Villagers screamed as the night filled with dread. By dawn, Isiome was broken. Their beauty was fading faster than food could be found. Children lay weak, women covered their faces in shame, and men sat in silence. Chinemi, her voice weak, turned to Ajale. "We cannot survive this. We must go to the other villages. We must beg." Ajale's pride cracked at last. He lowered his head, silent tears falling onto the dust. As the villagers gathered to go and beg, the sound of drums echoed in the distance. Other villages were meeting again, and Isiome would have to face them. Watch out for part 2. Will the other villagers accept Isiome? Thank you for watching this story. Comment on what you learned, and do not forget to like and share with your loved ones. Subscribe to this YouTube channel to enjoy more stories. See you soon.